Oh, I could tell you quite a few, I think, but let me, let me tell you a couple. One is about a church-based initiative, and the other is about something not so obviously church-based. The church-based one is really about a young man I knew years ago in Wales who had come out of a sort of biker culture and eventually got ordained as a Baptist pastor, though he kept all the leathers and the long hair. And he took over a club in Swansea to open it up as a church. Absolutely no structure to it. Just Sean and a couple of his friends going there and saying, well, you're welcome. And at first, a few people just drifted in mostly from local churches who wanted to find out what's going on. Gradually, over the years, more people came in who were interested outsiders who just saw this going on in the middle of the marine area of Swansea. And the questions got deeper and harder, but also the questions about how the community that was beginning to emerge was going to relate to the town it was in. And that grew to the point where the offer was made, well, would you like to take over an old disused church as a new church and inhabited afresh for the whole community? And I've watched this over, I suppose it's over 10 years now, and seen a church growing from really virtually nothing, and growing not only into a deep and very exciting faith enterprise, but into something that is more and more asking, so how do we serve this very needy community we're in? And having seen that from the start, almost the start, I feel that there's a great story of hope, there's a great story of the gospel at work. But I think I'd also want to talk about some of the work I see done with young people in this part of London by some friends of mine in a charity called Kids Company, who have had the courage, the fearlessness, to go straight in and work with some of the most completely dysfunctional, disturbed, violent, deprived adolescents that this city can produce. I've met some of them, talked and listened with them. I've seen them becoming more human as they're taken seriously and challenged, of course, because that's what taking people seriously means. You challenge people too. You love them so that they're strong enough to cope with the challenge. You challenge them so that they discover the depth of the love. And to see that cycle, that virtuous cycle, going through, that again gives me hope. It can be done. It's not impossible. It's not, as they say, rocket science. Mm-hmm.